Traoré. Foreign companies looked Captain Traoré in the eye and said, 10 years, 10 years, just to build one road. Even clearing it first, 3 years minimum. They said it with a straight face. So Traoré smiled, bought the equipment himself, and handed it to Burkinabe engineers. 52 days later, 332 kilometers, cleared, done. While the foreign experts were still writing proposals, day and night these men worked. No 10-year timeline, no inflated contracts, no middlemen flying home with briefcases, just results. And people still call this country unstable. Which part exactly? The part where they stopped being exploited. So tell me, how many 10-year projects are actually just deliberate delays? France was buying Niger's uranium for less than $1. Less than $1. And everyone just let it happen. Then General Chiani walked in and flipped the entire table. Uranium prices? Fixed. Now he's moved to gold and oil. And brother is not playing games. 3 gold mining companies just had their licenses canceled. Not suspended, canceled. Dodging taxes, skipping reports. Treating Niger's land like a free buffet. Gone. Then a British oil company tried clinging to half of Niger's most important oil region. Even announced a major discovery right before the deadline. Bold move. License denied anyway. So tell me, why does saying no suddenly make a poor country the villain? Is growing wine, and that changes everything. In the Nakambe region, over 17,000 vines are already in the ground. 4 hectares operational, 6 more on the way in Bega. This isn't a hobby farm. This is economic warfare. Burkina Faso spends 100 billion CFA francs every single year importing wine. 100 billion. Leaving the country every year. Commander Ismail Sombier just walked that vineyard himself, sending a message to every importer, every middleman, every foreign bottle on a Burkinabe table. The Sahel doesn't just grow crops, it grows sovereignty. What you consume, you must learn to produce. They called it a desert. Now it's growing wine. Burkina Faso, a country the world wrote off, just planted over 17,000 grapevines in the ground, bearing fruit. Right now, Captain Traoré, a geology graduate, looked at dry land and saw a vineyard. While other leaders were busy at foreign summits drinking imported wine, he was planning to grow his own. Here's the number that should embarrass someone. Burkina Faso spends 100 billion CFA francs every year on wine imports. Every single year. Not anymore. From Mango King of Africa to wine country, this desert didn't get the memo. So tell me, which African country is next to stop importing what they can grow themselves? A landlocked country with zero ocean just became a fish powerhouse, and nobody saw this coming. Burkina Faso has no sea, no coast, not even a salty breeze. But Captain Ibrahim Traoré looked at the Samandeni Dam and said, that's my ocean now. In early 2025, 45 floating fish farms appeared on that reservoir like something out of a movie. 100,000 fingerlings, 60 tons of feed, a partnership with the Netherlands. Yes, the Netherlands, teaching Africans to fish smarter, not harder. The target? 300 tons of fresh fish every single year. No imports, no begging, just sovereignty on a floating cage. So tell me, what's your excuse again? Raw. From fish farms to gold refineries, tractors in fields, factories processing tomatoes, cotton plants multiplying, grain surpluses feeding the nation, solar panels powering cities, roads connecting communities, dairy cows producing milk, petroleum depots securing fuel, and 94 tons of gold refined domestically, not exported raw. 10 industries reshaping Burkina Faso, jobs exploding, production smashing records, self-sufficiency becoming reality. No foreign aid drama. No endless loans, just strategic investment, local control, retained profits. This is what happens when a nation says, we will build our own future. Captain Traoré is proving it's possible.
Before Assimi Goïta, roads in Mali were a dream for many. Then he came, and everything changed. Road construction began, funded by profits from nationalized minerals. Bamako saw world-class interchanges and paved roads connecting people like never before. The impact? The economy started rising because infrastructure drives growth. Communities could trade faster. Farmers reached markets. Businesses expanded. Mali is now showing what happens when leaders prioritize local resources and planning. And the real question is, could this be the model for other Sahel countries, or just Mali's unique story? Tell me what you think. Because roads in Mali are no longer a dream.
They said
you know
Africa can't build without begging the West. Somebody forgot to tell Ibrahim Traoré. Burkina Faso is laying down 332 kilometers of 8-lane dual road. Cost $360 million. That's $1 million per kilometer. Built by local engineers, funded by the government. And yes, even the diaspora sent money from abroad. The people actually own this road. Now meet Kenya's William Ruto. 175 kilometers, 4 to 6 lanes. Cost $1.55 billion. That's $9 million per kilometer. Foreign engineers, foreign money. And when it's done, Kenyan citizens will pay a toll just to drive on their own road. One president is building for the people, the other is billing the people. So tell me, which road would you rather walk on? Burkina Faso just realized its most powerful bank has been living abroad this whole time. On March 16, 2026, Burkina launches a diaspora bond worth 240 billion francs CFA, asking its people scattered across the world to invest directly in the homeland. No IMF, no World Bank, no conditions, and the numbers make this perfectly logical. In 2023 alone, the African diaspora sent $54 billion back to sub-Saharan Africa, more than all foreign aid combined. Think about that. Regular people, working regular jobs abroad, outfunded entire governments and donor institutions without a single press conference. Burkina didn't beg the world for money. They called their own people. So why are other African nations still chasing foreign loans instead of their own diaspora?
Africa will soon rule the world. Here's how. Right now, 1.4 billion people. By 2050, 2.5. 2080, 4 billion flat. That's the UN's own math. No hype, just cold numbers. Europe's shrinking, Japan's fading, China's aging out, while Africa's median age sits at 19. 19. Every third human alive will be African by century's end. Power rides on bodies, votes, factories, armies, cash. Lagos swells to 30 million. Kinshasa swallows Paris. The Sahel feeds the planet. And when the old empires wheeze their last, no invasion, just quiet handover. The ladder flips, the applause starts, and yeah, melanin's the new currency. 40 seconds, done.
He thought hiding in Togo would keep him safe. It didn't. Captain Paul Damiba, the man Traoré kicked out of power for breaking promises, ran straight to Togo like it was a 5-star resort. Comfortable, untouchable, wrong. For 3 years, he kept sending soldiers, relatives, insiders, 10 coup attempts, 10 failures, each one more embarrassing than the last. Then December 2025 happened. Traoré didn't just run Burkina Faso anymore. He ran Mali and Niger too. The man became the Sahel itself. So when Damiba tried again in January 2026, Togo did something smart. They handed him over like a gift nobody wanted to keep. Now he sits in a Burkinabe prison, counting his mistakes. How many chances does a man get before karma stops being patient?
Did you know that Burkina Faso exported minerals with exploitations by France? Gold left, resources left, but development didn't follow. And then came the moment when President Emmanuel Macron publicly mocked Burkina Faso's electricity struggles.
You speak to me as if France was still a colonial power, but I do not want to take care of electricity problems in the universities of Burkina Faso.
The clip went viral. The message was clear, but history moves fast, because when Captain Ibrahim Traoré came to power, he didn't answer with words, he answered with positioning. Burkina Faso signed a deal with Russia's state nuclear company, Rosatom. Heavy infrastructure began arriving: transformers, site preparation, energy planning. This is a country where electrification has hovered around just 20%. Now it's talking about building one of the most powerful energy projects in Africa. A plant that could power industries, stabilize supply, even connect regionally, with Niger supplying uranium. This isn't just electricity, it's strategy, it's industrial ambition, it's leverage. The question isn't whether it's bold. The question is, will this redefine power in the Sahel?